let's talk about whereabout testing.
Yeah.
That's been in the news a little bit. Mr. Kipsang went a little farther than whereabout testing. He's being accused of faking a landslide so he didn't have to do his whereabout testing. And right now, I am so sorry. I do not know why.
You're a popular man.
It's just weird today. And I thought I'd turn. Oh, there we go. The phone's actually off. And then, Christian Coleman didn't show up for 4, and I kind of went after him pretty hard. And then, you're in the whereabout testing pool, right? So you have to say for an hour each day. Is it Monday through? Is it for all 7 days of the week, or is it just 5 days of the week?
All 7. Yep.
Okay. So you have to give them an hour a day where they know where you're at.
Yeah.
Is that a difficult thing to do?
I'm not trying to give anyone a pass because it's not really difficult, and it's part of we don't have a lot of requirements for our job. Like, we run from A to B. Yeah. You can fill out where you're at, but I try to have a little bit of, I guess, empathy for strange situations. Like, we do split time between Rochester and Charlevoix. So if we decide at the last second, you know what, the weather's bad, let's drive downstate, like, whereabouts are not top of my mind.
Sure.
And so it's interesting, but it's also, there's 3 opportunities. And that's the part. It's like, okay, I can get 1 or 2. But if my job's on the line, I'm going to do everything possible to make sure there's no number 3. And you have a whole year. So if one of those is going to expire, and then you're back down to 2. They don't just stay with you forever. So I can understand, I suppose, missing 2. But you have so many, if it's your career and you're making a lot of money, you got to spend some of it to make sure that your career is safe. And that's hiring someone, getting the right doorbell. Like, there's plenty of ways you can cover your bases, and you got to look at the team around you as well. Like, I'm paying you a lot of money. What are you doing to help me make sure things are okay here? So, and then I look at the other side. I'm like, I'm 36, so I can fill out a calendar and be responsible. If I were 22, would I have been as good at this? I don't know, so I can kind of understand it, but it doesn't make it okay, I suppose.
Thank you. What do you think about the increase in positive tests again among East Africans right now? Does it surprise you? Does it disappoint you? Do you want to take a mulligan on it? And I normally haven't asked you about this, but my belief is that when a positive test happens, it means that the sport's doing the business to build credibility, and we've had credibility issues. Yep. And it breaks my heart when I see someone test positive. But in my era, in the 70s and 80s, it was so dirty, and it was, and you knew, and it seems like they're making more of an effort. You have had a very particular beliefs, and I respect that. I just wanted to give you a chance to make a comment.
No, I think it's always it's publicly and publicity wise, it's a bummer because it looks like, oh, track and field's so dirty. But every test that's positive is a bad person no longer in the sport. So it's a good thing. And I think they're targeting areas that maybe haven't been tested as rigorously as they should have been in the past. And so that's a great thing too. And I think, even having people in Kenya and Ethiopia having to do whereabouts sort of puts pressure on that there's this possibility that you might be tested, and it's not a safe haven or the wild, wild west anymore. You can't just go off to these countries that are remote and not be tested. It's happening. And so I think it's an all around good thing. And, obviously the World Marathon Majors have put in a bunch of their own money to kind of amp up that side in the marathon. So that's, again, that's a good thing for all of us. And so, it's publicly and for publicity, it's tough, but for the sport as a whole, if we can clean out the bad people that are cheating, that's a win.